So every business, one of the things that we advocate at Spectacled Marketer is that your website be a hub for your business. So we recognize that building your presence on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Tumblr, these are all channels where your customers are, and you have to go where they are. But the trick is to get them back to your site, right? And so part of the beauty of social media is that you're reaching out and connecting with people where they're already engaging, where they're having conversations. But again, thinking very strategically about the questions and the way that your audience is entertained, and then also thinking about the message that you want them to take, the action that you want them to take when they interact with your brand. So what you can do to bring them back to your site is create content that asks them to take specific actions, or to learn more, or to read more on your blog, or to connect with you on one social media medium, on another social media medium, and your website, right? So just by the fact that you're sort of communicating out where they are and then inviting them home to visit you on your homepage can be very powerful. And this is a lot of what we do from time to time. You'll see something fantastic on Twitter. I will click on that link and it will go back to the person's site. Maybe it's a blog post that was shared, and then I'm like, wow, this person's site is amazing. These blog posts are something that are really educational to me. I will then put that blog post in my reader, or I'll bookmark the site. That's exactly what you want people to do, but you can't pretend they're going to find you unless you go meet them where they are on social media. You can have some fun with social media, absolutely. But when it comes down to it, remarkable social media content always is a winner. And what do I mean when I say remarkable? I think Seth Godin said it best, and if you're curious about Seth Godin, he has a great TED Talk on how do you make remarkable social media content. I'm a huge fan of his. And the story he told is, if you're driving in a car and you look outside and you see a cow as you're driving, you're like, that's a cow. Okay, keep driving. But if you're driving, you look out your window and the cow is purple, you're like, whoa, stop the car, there's a purple cow outside. That's the kind of content you want to create. You want people to stop and say, does it answer a question? Does it spark dialogue? And so you always want to be thinking, is this remarkable or not? And that should be the yardstick by which you judge your social media. First of all, I should say, if you're sending a newsletter in the first place, good job. You should try to communicate with your customers, and a newsletter is an excellent way to do it. The biggest mistake I see is people who don't have any action coming from that newsletter. So there's no call to action. It's just a newsletter that says, hi, we're doing great, hope you're doing well too, goodbye. And the person reads the newsletter, they're like, fantastic, but how can I connect? What you can do is have call to actions in your newsletter. For example, not always selling, because it's not about sales all the time, it's about building a relationship. You can have an educational offer. Hi, we're doing great as a business. We thought you might enjoy reading this article that's directly relevant to your business and solves this problem for you. Click here and sign up to learn more about this, or read more about this. Having things like that allow you to see where your customer is at various stages as they engage with you, and then it allows you to more effectively tailor the content and the communications with people who take certain actions as they read the email content that you're serving. My biggest tip for email marketing would be plan it, right? So I think people just don't plan. They'll say, okay, it's February, we need to send a newsletter, write the newsletter. But what's your overall strategy for people that sort of first find your website? What do you want them to do? So it's not just about sending email messages, it's about sending email messages strategically and thinking about how can I be helpful? How can I help answer questions, solve problems in a way that brings the customer closer to you?